Hey everybody, Andy Kvernen here with another Cornerstone Connection Daily Devotional. Do you ever struggle to trust God when things are going crazy around you? When things don't happen as you expect? Do you ever struggle to believe that God is going to see you through? I think we all do at times, and that reminds me of this moment in the movie Aladdin, where Aladdin is extending his hand to Princess Jasmine, and he's inviting her onto his magic carpet, and everything is at stake for her. She's in this existential crisis, and she's wondering, is this all that I have in this life to look forward to? Some villain I have to marry. I'm going to be miserable the rest of my life. And here's this peasant that's stretching out his hand, inviting me to experience something that I can't even imagine is possible. And yet I can do it. It's dangerous. If I don't, who knows? And what does Aladdin say to Jasmine? He says, "Do you trust me? Do you trust me?" All this chaos is going on around Princess Jasmine, and Aladdin says, "Do you trust me?" It reminds me of an episode in the Gospels where Jesus is interacting with his disciples, and he's becoming very near to the time of the cross. In fact, it's the day before. And Jesus has just finished instructing his disciples about several things that they can expect that are yet to come, things that are going to be hard, things that are going to be painful, things that are going to be a bit scary, if we're honest. And he's anticipating the next day he's going to be standing trial, and he's going to be going to his own death. And the disciples are going to wonder, can I trust you? They're at the precipice of a really significant shift in the history of the world, and things are difficult, and they're disconcerting. And Jesus knows, hey, these guys are going to need to trust me. And right in the middle of all these really cataclysmic events, right, that are going to be happening, there's this little episode in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 22. Where I think Jesus is extending his hand out to the disciples, and he's reminding them that, hey, you can actually trust me. Watch this. This is Luke chapter 2, verses 7 through 13. Jesus is preparing the disciples for the Last Supper, and he gives them specific instructions. Listen to what he says. Verse 7, "Then came the day of unleavened bread, on which the Passover lamb had to be sacrificed. So Jesus sent Peter and John, saying, 'Go and prepare the Passover for us, that we may eat it.' And they said to him, 'Where will you have us prepare it?'" Okay, another decision to be made, a lot of things swirling around. Jesus, what do you have in store for us? What do you want us to do? Well, Jesus said to them, "Behold, when you've entered the city, a man carrying a jar of water will meet you. Follow him into the house that he enters, and tell the master of the house, 'The teacher says to you, where is the guest room where I may eat the Passover with my disciples? And he'll show you a large upper room furnished. Prepare it there.'" Now, why is Jesus giving them all the details? Well, it's possible that Jesus had prearranged all of this with this individual who'd be carrying the water, but I think the more likely scenario is that Jesus is doing something miraculous here. He's again exercising his abilities as God to orchestrate the events of the world in order to accomplish his purposes. And so Jesus gives the disciples specific instructions about what seems like a fairly inconsequential matter. Where are we going to eat the Passover? Where are we going to celebrate the Last Supper? What physical location? Why is he doing that? I think he's doing it once again to demonstrate to his followers, hey, I'm the God of everything. I superintend all things. And so though things are going to be challenging around you, I've got this. And let me show you how. Go and do this, and here's what's going to happen. And then here's verse 13. This is profound. It says, "And they went, and they found it just as he had told them, and they prepared the Passover." Friends, Jesus followed through on his word. Hey, if you go and do this, trust me. Trust me. If you step onto the magic carpet, I've got you. You're going to be safe. And in fact, if you participate with me, I'm going to lead you on an adventure that you can't possibly begin to imagine. But you have to trust me. You have to go with me on it. Well, what did Peter and John do? They went with Jesus. They went into town. They found everything just as he said. When Jesus extended his hand, "Do you trust me?" What did they respond with? "Yes, Lord, we trust you." And in this moment, they found it just like Jesus promised. Friend, I don't know what you're going through today. I don't know what challenges you're facing. Maybe it's a difficult health diagnosis. I had just had somebody come in today whose child was being deployed overseas into a difficult situation. Those kinds of things happen. I know some of you are dealing with relational challenges, physical challenges, financial challenges, whatever it is. Let me encourage you, when Jesus stretches out his hand, when you read Jesus' word and you read his promises and the hope that's there, Let me ask you, do you trust him? And let me encourage you, you can trust him. Jesus, the one who orchestrated the events of the Last Supper, is the one who's orchestrated the events of the world, such that when you trust him, you can be confident, you'll be saved, you can have his peace. God bless you, friends, and I trust that the Lord will lead you in whatever you're going through today, and I invite you to trust him with everything you have today. God bless you, and Lord willing, we'll see you again soon on the Cornerstone Connection Daily Devotional.